There's no better way to end a road trip than in South Florida, and even better than that, a chance for a 3-game series sweep. That's the fate of the Braves, perhaps, from Marlins Park in Miami, where they face off with their eastern foes, the Miami Marlins. Big key for the Braves as you welcome me to the ballpark. Chip Carey, Joe Simpson. Somehow, someway, we got to keep Giancarlo Stanton in the ballpark. He is putting on a show in this series.
Hasn't been easy for anybody all week long, dating back to his time in Los Angeles against the Dodgers when he hit a ball out of the ballpark over the pavilion, and that turned out to be a loss for the Marlins. And then they come home and he starts doing the number on the Braves. This one into the camera well in straightaway center. They said about 474 feet. Yesterday, off Alex Wood. Watch Alex turn around and go, oh, wow. That one traveled out to dead center field over the camera well, and a guy up there in the upper deck caught the ball. Yeah, he caught the ball. I can't believe it. They estimated that home run at 475 feet. To that, I say, bull butter. 475 feet is closer to 500 feet. HitTrackerOnline.com. Remeasure. You missed that one by a mile.
My partner's fired up. I'm fired up to see Shelby Miller pitch. He's 4-1. All 4 of his wins, Joe, have come after Braves losses. Today he's pitching after a Braves win.
And he's pitching on an extra day's rest thanks to the off day here on the road trip. And he pitched on extra rest his last time out and was very sharp. Shelby's on a roll. He's using all his pitches. He's throwing them for strikes. He's been very economical, and I think the fact that he's been able to go deeper in ball games has helped him quite a bit. Here's his line against Cincinnati. His last time out, just 1 earned run in 7 innings, and he's allowed 2 or less in 7 straight. That's Atlanta franchise record.
Tom Kohler was originally scheduled to start this game. Instead, it's Henderson Alvarez. He comes off the DL. He was the Marlins opening day starter.
Now, the odd thing about this is he was probably going to have another rehab start, but because their bullpen has been stinking it up, they actually felt the need to move Kohler to the bullpen early, so they cut his rehab short. He'll start today. The Braves beat him 2-1 in the opening day game of the season here in this ballpark, you might remember, in April.
When he's right, Joe, this is a guy that's a ground ball specialist. Does not get many fly ball outs. Hopefully the Braves can elevate the baseball and beat him and hit home with a sweep.
Yeah, he's been off for a month. We'll see how sharp he is.
Braves and Marlins baseball. Jace Peterson had a grand day yesterday. When we come back, Jen Hildreth will tell you all about that as we try to wrap up the road trip in the win column today.
Atlanta Braves stint in South Florida this season. Hey everybody, I'm Jen Hildreth, and no doubt the man of the hour for the Braves yesterday was Jace Peterson. Now his teammates had been giving him a little bit of grief because he only had 2 extra base hits before this happened yesterday. Second inning, Jace takes the first pitch that he sees from Matt Latos and sends it over the wall for his first career home run. It was a grand slam, making Jace Peterson one of 4 players in Braves history to stroke his first home run in grand fashion. The last to do it was Marcus Giles in 2001. Now, don't let Jace's cool demeanor fool you. He told me he did enjoy his big moment.
I got to talk to my dad and my brothers, and they were all pumped, so definitely thrilled, no doubt. So don't let I'm not trying to be too calm, but I'm definitely thrilled about it. But like I said, it's another day in baseball. You get to come to work every day and play a new game. So regardless of what you did yesterday, whether you hit a grand slam or went 0-for-4 with 4 strikeouts, you get a new chance. So I'm looking forward to that.
Hope Jace just keeps doing what he's been doing. 2 of 5 yesterday, career high 4 RBI. He'll be leading off for the Braves when we come back.
Welcome back to Marlins Park. The Braves and Fish wrap up a 3-game series. Atlanta has certainly liked playing ball in the aquarium in South Florida. They're 5-0 so far, and Freddie's troops trying to make it a 3-game sweep, and 6 for 6 so far this year with today's Academy Sports and Outdoors lineup. Jace Peterson hit a grand slam. Pedro Siriaco gets a start at short, and Henderson Alvarez is back for the Marlins.
He's 0-2 with a 4.50 ERA, but the 3rd highest ratio in ground ball to fly ball last season.
And that's his patented first pitch move, and he delivers a called strike. Alvarez last pitched a big league game April 12th, lost to the Tampa Bay Rays. 4 runs in 5 innings. A sore shoulder was what sidelined him.
And they really missed him. He's an innings eater.
And a line drive towards center field. Ozuna is going to gallop over and make the play. Peterson hit it hard. And he's retired for out number 1. The Marlins have made just 14 errors this year, but 3 of those errors have come in this series. The Braves have capitalized on that. Ozuna's in center, flanked by Stanton in right, Yelich in left, Martin Prado, Echeverria, Gordon, Mike Morse, and Jonathan Solano is the Marlins catcher. He's the older brother of Donovan Solano. Both are on the active Marlins roster. Here's Phil Gosselin. Phil's had a good series. 4 hits, 10 tries, and 7 hits on the road trip.
Before his shoulder started barking, 12 innings total for Henderson Alvarez, only 1 walk.
There's a ground ball to the second batter. That's more like it for Alvarez. 2 up and 2 down for Freddie Freeman.
Low 90s fastball, good sink to it, good action on it. Slider and a curveball on a normal day. But again, he hasn't pitched in the big leagues in a month. And we'll see how sharp he is after just a couple of rehab assignments.
Freddie Freeman bats. He's 2 for 9 in the series. And takes off the plate, ball 1. Braves won yesterday 5-3. Alex Wood started, went 7 innings. Only 1 earned run. Peterson's grand slam, the big blow for the Braves, and Jason Grilli picked up his 11th save of the campaign. Balls and a strike. Martin Prado way off the line at third base. Freeman wants to go the other way. He's got about 35 feet to play with. Instead, he pops this one into center. And Ozuna is going to make the catch. And Alvarez is back with a 1-2-3, top of the first inning. Shelby Miller goes to work. No score in Miami. Skipper Mike Redmond. Here's his Academy Sports and Outdoors batting order. D. Gordon, 62 hits and a .425 batting average, leads the National League. You got to worry about Stanton, obviously, with his home run power. Christian Yelich is back from a bad back, not hot yet. And as we told you, Jonathan Solano in as the backstop, batting 8th.
Shelby Miller's last 3 starts have been outstanding. He's gone 2-0 over this stretch with an ERA of 1.17. 6 walks, 25 strikeouts in those 23 innings. He's on fire. His 4 keys to pitching success today. He's pitched 10 innings against the Marlins so far this year, and 4 of the 10 leadoff hitters in those innings have reached. He's got to cut down on that today. And 6 days, second straight start with 6 days rest. He should be ready to go.
And a first pitch strike to D. Gordon. Shelby Miller, second in baseball in ERA, second in the league in opponents' batting average against, and second in baseball in fewest hits per 9 innings. That will be tested by the man in the batter's box, D. Gordon. .425, 62 hits. And Miller quickly ahead of him. No balls, 2 strikes. That moved him off the plate now. 1-2.
I don't know if he was trying to get out of the way or actually thinking about bunting 0-2.
That scorched past Brett Butler into the seats, foul. And Gordon awaits another 1-2 pitch.
I would alert those fans down beyond the dugout to be heads up this whole game when the lefties are up against Shelby Miller.
Same area. This one will bounce around. Fans battle again for the souvenir. Gordon struck out just 17 times this year. He's walked 8 times. And this one's popped to the left side, and Siriaco will make the catch. He calls off Phil Gosselin, and a week out retires the Marlins leadoff man. So there's one of those leadoff men retired. Shelby Miller faces down Martin Prado now.
And if you just joined us, Andrelton Simmons is just getting a day off. Braves have a scheduled day off tomorrow at home. So a good idea to give him today and tomorrow. Rest up.
And we'll welcome the Tampa Bay Rays to town Tuesday night. Hope you'll join us. Prado puts it in play. Ground ball to second. And on to first. 2 outs. There's Andrelton. And here's Giancarlo Stanton. It's been a while since the Braves have seen Giancarlo on a power tear like the one he's on right now. Remember, he had not homered in 18 games against the Braves before touching off a long ball. Well, actually 2 of them here on Friday. He has made up for lost time.
Yeah, and he's hit 2 off of Shelby Miller too. It's a long way to that point.
And a swing and a miss.
He made an adjustment about 6 or 7 days ago. He realized people were getting him to swing at breaking stuff, and he vowed to quit swinging at it. Especially early in the count.
And Freeman is there to make the play. That thing almost hit one of the rafters. Unbelievable. Shelby Miller has a 1-2-3 first, and we move to the second. No score. The Braves will face the Brewers. Stay after for a free post-game movie on Braves Vision. Get all the details, including which movie will be showing at braves.com/movie night. Shelby Miller is scheduled to pitch for the Braves on Saturday against Milwaukee. So that'll be a great preview for the post-game movie. Here's Nick Markakis to start the Braves second.
It's working out pretty well for Shelby's catching all those off days and getting an extra day's rest.
Popped up foul by Nick, even count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nice catch by a fan down the left field line. And the 1-1 pitch. The Braves right fielder is hammered over second and into the right center field gap. Ozuna will cut it off. Markakis with a long single, and that's the first hit of the ball game.
Velocity and everything looks just fine from Henderson Alvarez. I'm sure he'd like to have that one back, get it down a little bit, so maybe it will be his location that suffers the most on his return today. We'll see as the game goes along.
A couple of flyouts and a single for the first 4 hitters he's faced, and that'll bring up Todd Cunningham. I'd say his first 2 starts, Joe, have gone about as well as they possibly could. You'll see that on our Georgia Lottery hitting the jackpot feature.
No doubt. 6 for 8. Stolen base, 3 runs scored. Good catch out in left. Nice return to the big leagues for Cunningham.
Who's the first Brave since Ken Oberkfell to debut with Atlanta with consecutive 3-hit games in his first 2 starts. That was all the way back in 1987. And yanked foul at first, even count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Another shot to the left side and foul. Anderson Alvarez had a super year last year. Won 12 games for the Marlins. Had a .265 earned run average. Made 30 starts. .0-2 this year. And again to the left side. Bo Porter might want to head to Rene Latchman territory when Mark McGwire was hitting. He might want to back up toward the signage.
Good numbers second half of his season, really the second 2/3 of his season last year. Again, he doesn't walk many guys. Last year the best home ERA in baseball at 1.60.
Sharply hit and into center field. Cunningham has another base hit. Back-to-back singles for the Braves. Matt Diaz, your nickname's in jeopardy. Todd Cunningham's a hitting fool now.
No kidding. Fought off a couple of good pitches. This one was away off the plate, but it was up. And he just laced it to center field. Blue darter. Remember when the Marlins called up Chris Coghlan?
Yes.
And he pretty much singled baseball to death right to the Rookie of the Year award.
Never know. Todd's 7 for 9 now in the show this year, and that sets it up for A.J. Pierzynski. 2 on, nobody out. And it's fouled off the aquarium. Strike 1. A.J. has 4 hits against the Marlins this year. 2 of them are homers. And he goes the other way down the left field line. That's going to score Markakis. Cunningham's on his way to third. He'll stop there. The throw comes into third. And A.J. Pierzynski guides one down the third base line and puts the Braves in front 1-0.
Well, that was a thing of beauty, wasn't it? You don't often see A.J. hit one that way, and I'm sure Alvarez, with that ball running away from A.J., thought, what's going on here? So 3 straight lefties that have hit some pitches. That one from Markakis was high. The other one to Cunningham was a little up. That one was a good pitch.
And now Pedro Ciriaco bats. He's 2 for 4 on the year with a couple of RBIs. Chance for a big inning for Shelby Miller and the Braves. And high and tight, ball 1.
I like Pedro. I like the way he swings the bat. I like the way he handles himself on the infield. 2 for 4 with a double and a triple since he got called up, and a .272 career hitter over 6 parts of 6 seasons in the big leagues.
Makes contact and drives it to deep center. Ozuna drifts back. He makes the catch. Cunningham will tag and come to the plate. The throw to third is late. And Ciriaco makes contact and drives home the second Atlanta run. A sac fly, his third RBI, and it's 2-0.
Solid contact is right. He hit that deep. And deep enough to move both guys up. So already a contribution from the bench today.
And Cameron Maybin, the batter. He's coming off a 3-hit performance yesterday. One of those hits knocked Matt Latos out of the game. Ball 2. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Joe mentioned a little bit of surprise that Alvarez was not allowed to make another rehab start. But their bullpen's been such a problem. They had to get this guy back in rotation. They put Tom Kohler into the bullpen mix. He pitched yesterday. Alvarez is piling up pitches at a high rate. They're in the Braves' second.
Yeah, usually when you bring a guy back, it's because of necessity for your rotation, not your bullpen.
Maybin swinging 3-0, fouled it away. 3 balls and a strike.
Yeah, with the pitcher on deck, with all due respect to Shelby, give him a chance to hack away here. I'm not sure they even really want to pitch to him. Maybe set up a chance for a double play if they put him on, pitch around him.
And Maybin will take a walk. 1st and 3rd, 1 out. Well, it's no secret that the Marlins are pitching shorthanded. Until they get Jose Fernandez back, they don't have their top of the rotation ace. Alvarez, as I mentioned earlier, started opening day. All indications are that for Jose Fernandez, everything is on track. He's still, though, at least a month away for the Marlins. So can they tread water, stay relevant until they get their #1 guy back? Right now they're 5 games under 500, but only 5 games out of the division lead.
Be nice if Shelby could help himself here, but do so without hitting a ground ball.
Maybin's got a big lead and draws another throw. bunts the ball foul.
That was fun to watch right there. Shelby squared around, I think, just to try to move Maben up. It certainly wasn't a squeeze play because he showed it early. But when he showed bunt, Prado moved in, D. Gordon moved in, and as Prado moved in, Pierzynski came with him, running at third.
Three straight hits, a sac fly, and a walk. Begins the Braves' second inning. Maben's running. He got a great jump. The throw to second, way late. Maben steals second, standing up.
That pitch, was that called a strike?
Guess so. It's 0-2.
Wow, that looked. To see a replay on that one. He pulled the bat back. He did not bunt at it. No, it was there. It was there. Toby Basner with the balls and strikes today.
Infield in, 2-strike pitch. And Miller's down swinging. 2 on, 2 out. We go back to the top of the order. And Jace Peterson, who had a grand time yesterday. His first big league homer, a grand slam.
Latos knew it. I think everybody in the dugout did too. You could see some guys already celebrating over there. Great way to collect your first one.
Peterson hit it hard, flying out to center to start the game. And takes a little high. 1-0 your count. Ground ball right side. That's through for a hit. 1 run scores. Maben around third. Stanton's throw to the plate is off target. Peterson on his way to second. He beats the wrap. Have yourself a series in South Florida, Jace Peterson. It's 4-0.
Six RBIs in the last 2 days. That's not too bad. Through the hole. Good speed at second. Bo Porter never hesitated to wave Maben around. And this was not very deep. Stanton picked the ball up. He wasn't that far away, and he made a horrible throw, about a 20 hopper into home plate.
So 4 runs across in the second. Runner at second for Phil Gosselin. And a strike from Alvarez.
Well, another big 2-out hit for Atlanta.
It has been the calling card of this club all year long, their ability to hit with runners in scoring position. That one's ticketed for the center of the diamond. Alvarez gloved it, lost it, and then lost his man. Great play to keep it from bouncing into center field, but then the ball popped away from the pitcher.
Yeah, he saved a run, but then the whip of his arm behind him caused the ball to come loose.
So Chuck Hernandez, the Marlins pitching coach, give Alvarez a breather. And Atlanta will send Freddie Freeman to the plate. He's the 9th man to hit in the inning.
Well, he had an easy first inning. He's had to really work hard here. In his defense, Braves did a good job of hitting, especially with Cunningham on the ball away and Pierzynski with the ball away.
So men at the corners, 2 outs, 4 in for the Braves in the second, and way outside. Pretty amazing, Joe. We're nearing the quarter pole in the regular season. This Atlanta ball club's hitting .272 with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. That's amazing work.
Sure is. Big number.
.294 overall with runners in scoring position is the Braves offense.
He scored that a hit, right? For Gosselin.
Yeah. 5 hits in the inning. And a 1-0 pitch for Freddie. Get it, even count. It's tough enough to win games in the major leagues when you haven't spent time on the disabled list. Here's a man coming back after missing a month. 1 rehab start in A-ball. Now facing the Braves. And a shot to right field. That's going to get down for a hit. It's going to score another run. Peterson scores to make it 5-0 Atlanta. Freddie Freeman's 19th RBI.
The Braves are 5-0 in this ballpark. Look where that pitch was. He went out and just with his hands and wrist hooked that one into right field. And of course it comes after Henderson Alvarez made that good play on the ball, hit sharply back at him, and he couldn't hang on to it. But the Braves are 5-0 in this ballpark, and they've had a lot of big innings. Remember that, was it a 7-run inning against Latos, the second game of the season? Grand slam yesterday, 5-run inning today.
It's got to be the sculpture.
It has to be. I would take it out.
Second inning's been plentiful for the Braves. Nick Markakis, the hitter. He scored the first run of the game. This one's going to be popped up into left field. Yelich is there. He's got it. 10 come to the plate, 5 score. The Braves tally 6 hits against Henderson Alvarez. It's a big lead for Shelby Miller.
Just announced as today's starter yesterday, and I talked to hitting coach Kevin Seitzer. He said, no, I had no idea that we might be seeing Alvarez until I got the news yesterday with everybody else. But he made quick work after that point, getting the information he wanted to on this pitcher to his players. And it was, you've got to be aggressive with the fastball. You've got to go after it and then hunt your pitches and your location, not let Alvarez dictate what the at-bat is going to look like. And Chip, Joe, I think the Braves looked pretty in control in that half inning at least.
They look great, Jen. They just put the ball in play. 6 hits, 5 singles. We all love to see the long home runs, but man, oh man, send 10 to the plate. It's good work. Now Shelby Miller has a big lead. 5 runs to play with Ozuna, Yelich, and Morse coming up for Miami.
Jen, I think the nice thing about it is that if there is one, is that they know Henderson Alvarez. So it's not like a guy just got called up from the minor leagues that they'd never seen before. They know how he likes to work. What a nice thing for Shelby Miller. A lot of room to work. And as we've heard so many guys say, you got to treat it like it's nothing this early in the ball game and keep pitching your game.
A fly foul our way, and now a full count. Marcell Ozuna. It's taken a while for Ozuna to get the home run stride down. 3 homers, all of them came on the road trip. And he lost Ozuna leading off the second inning. Leadoff walk for Christian Yelich now. Marlins left fielder hitting a .186.
It almost slipped out of his hand or something. He yanked it over to the left side, but then licked his fingers right away like he'd lost the grip on that. Down in his hand.
Strike one to Yelich. When the season began, Yelich was the Marlins' #2 hitter, batting in front of Stanton and behind D. Gordon. Look out. Whew. That almost picked off a couple of fans standing behind the box seats above the Marlins dugout. That duo right there almost got smoked. Quickly 2 strikes for Yelich. And he chased and didn't get it. Miller has his first strikeout, 1 away. Really hasn't gotten going yet. Christian Yelich is a better hitter than 186.
That's why I hated hearing about his bad back. I hate any young player that has to deal with a bad back. It's like, already you're having to mess with that. His swing is not the same. I think he's lost a little bat speed trying to protect it some. He was on the disabled list trying to rest it, but doesn't look like the same guy we saw at the beginning of the year.
Here's Mike Morse. And a strike. Well, it's been a disappointing start for the Marlins. You'd have to classify Morse's first 2 months as a disappointment.
Yeah, and the scouting reports are that the fastball is being thrown right by him. That's odd that he's hitting slider speed stuff, but having trouble with the heater.
And he's striking out once every 3 at bats. 36 strikeouts, 117 times up.
And that is disappointing for the Marlins. You were counting on him to bat 4th or 5th behind Stanton and protect him.
One ball, 1 strike. And he takes low, 2-1.
I did watch him take some batting practice today, and one of the things he seemed to be trying real hard to do was stay inside the ball, keep his hands inside the baseball and hit the ball to right center.
Morse hit 16 homers last year. Grounds toward third. Gosselin has it. Throw to second, 1. On to first, 2. It's a double play, and that'll retire the side. Leadoff walk does no harm. The Marlins are doubled up, and they trail by 5 after 2. History on this date, 1970. Henry Aaron picked up his 3,000th hit at Old Crosley Field. Braves played the Reds in a doubleheader on that day.
How ironic that his 3,000th hit was an infield hit.
Well, I think 2009
homer hitter.
Well, 29-99 might have been a homer. He had a homer in Game 2 of the doubleheader.
Did he?
Went 3 for 5 in that ball game. But the Braves were swept in a double dip that day. Pat Corrales was the starting catcher for the Reds in Game 2. It went 15 innings.
In those wool unis.
Yeah. Pete Rose led off. Woody Woodward hit second for Cincinnati that day. Mike Lum and Rico Cardi in the lineup. Sonny Jackson led off.
Sonny Jackson was one of my favorite players as a kid.
Really?
Yeah. Honestly, he came up in the Astros organization, and Oklahoma City got, when Houston came into existence, Oklahoma City was their AAA franchise, like 1962.
Little pop by Todd Cunningham. Let's see who wants this. It'll be Morse in foul ground. 1 out.
Something went wrong there. Todd made an out. Anyway, around 63, somewhere in there, Oklahoma City won the PCL championship, had a great team, and Sonny Jackson was their shortstop, and he was one of my favorites. And later, of course, played for Atlanta.
He was a coach with Dusty Baker when he was with the Giants, and again with the Cubs. A.J. Brzezinski with a double his first time up. Look where Martin Prado's playing all of a sudden. He's moved about 10 feet toward the third base line. A.J. guided one just inside the chalk for a run-scoring double in the second inning.
Might also tell A.J. what Alvarez's intentions are if he's going to keep the ball away from him.
Pulled to second. Gordon's got it. And there's the second out. Here's Siriaco. Factoring in too for Freddie's decision to give Andrelton Simmons a day off head-to-head. He's 1 for 18 against Henderson Alvarez. Day off today, day off tomorrow, as Joe said. He'll be back in action against Tampa Bay on Tuesday night. Mike Fultonevich will pitch for the Braves. The Rays have not yet announced who their starters will be.
I just got word. Erasmo Ramirez will pitch on Tuesday. And then, as you mentioned earlier, Williams Perez will start for the Braves on Wednesday against Jake Odorizzi, who is really good.
No balls at a strike. There's the Ephus pitch, and it missed. Even count. Tampa Bay's a good ball club. Many thought they would have no chance in the American League East. That's not the case. They're 2 games behind the Yankees, and they've won 20 and lost 18. In the air to center. Ozuna retreats, gets there, and Alvarez recovers with an easy third inning. 5-0 Atlanta. Lower third coming up for the Marlins. lives in Orlando in the offseason. His family's joined him here in Miami.
That's his son Austin, who hit a rope, and then AJ hit him. Now this is a major league player, folks, throwing BP. Here's another good one. He threw that next one about 8 feet over in the left-handed batter's box.
It's almost like Austin knew it was coming too. Did you see his face after his dad smoked him?
Yeah.
Just laughing at him.
Austin may need to talk to mom, get her to throw some BP.
Third inning, 5-0 Braves. Echeverria is the shortstop for the Marlins, and he's in a quick 2-strike hole. This young man's a really good player. And he pulls one toward third. Great stop by Goose. Throw to first. Got his man by a step.
That's pretty golden goose right there. That was a heck of a play. Hanging breaking ball inside. He turned on it. And Phil saved a double.
Miller has yet to allow a hit. Here's Jonathan Solano, Marlins catcher. When the Marlins designated Jared Saltalamacchia for assignment, Solano was brought up from AAA, where he was hitting 185 at New Orleans. Slowly hit to second. Peterson's got it. Nabs Solano, 2 down.
Solano, a good catch and throw guy. They just needed somebody to give Real Muto a chance to take a breather every once in a while.
Alvarez was backing away as that pitch sizzled across for a strike. Little bouncer out towards Siriaco. He's got it. Throw to first. Safe infield hit.
Good hustle.
Bang, play at first.
Good hustle by the pitcher. My goodness. He could have phoned that in. Bounced it high off the plate. Just beat it.
Yeah, I think Freddie Gonzalez is going to challenge it.
Yeah, or did he? Remember, Alvarez in game 1 of the season against Tehran, he had a 2-out double in the 3rd inning and scored on a base hit by D. Gordon. That was the only run they had of the night.
Is there enough evidence to overturn the save call at first? If the call is upheld, that'll be the first hit of the game for the Marlins.
Well, they got the Geiger counter out, so they've got Dale Scott and the home plate umpire hooked up. Heel on the ground, foot on the bag. That's a tough one. He was called safe, and I doubt that they're going to overturn that one. Beg your pardon, it's not the home plate umpire, that's a second base umpire, C.B. Buckner, with Dale Scott. Let's go, New York. Make a call.
Turn the Mets game off.
Rangers played yesterday.
Right. It's all good.
Shelby Miller's a little disgusted too. He's looking over at him like, let's go. Either way, let's go.
And up until now, I think the Braves have been very fortunate. We have not had many long video reviews. But the fact that that's the game's first hit may make New York take a little extra time to make sure they examine every angle.
I said it was a tough one, but it shouldn't be this tough. If it's that hard to figure out a safe route, then you can't overturn it. Let's move on.
This is silly now.
Yeah, Freddie may be wishing that he hadn't done it now because Shelby's having to stand around. Let's go.
He's out. Wow. Okay. That was a great review. I'm glad they took as much time as they did. Call is overturned. Alvarez is out. The Braves keep their challenge, and Shelby Miller keeps his no-hit bid alive. It's 5-0 as we head to the fourth.
Right stuff, low price, every day.
Beautiful day in the magical city of Miami, where the Braves have done some more second inning scoring. 5 runs with 10 hitters coming to the plate against Henderson Alvarez. 5 of the 6 hits were Atlanta singles. The Braves try to sweep the Marlins again today. Time for our trivia question, brought to you by our friends at AT&T Universe. And today's question is, D. Gordon leads the majors with a .425 batting average. Name the last National League player to have at least a .400 or better average for a season.
Ted was the last in the American League.
About that one for a while as Cameron Maben bounces one foul.
I was going to say Sizzler.
Dick Sizzler?
Yeah.
Good guess. Maben walked, stole a base, and scored. And looks inside. He's had a good series. Joe made a point earlier on the road trip. Cameron's been a roller coaster offensive player.
Yeah, he gets his average up in the 230s, 240s. And then all of a sudden you look and it's back in the 2 teens. It's dropped down. And then yesterday a big day and he's back up to 244. Has a walk and a stolen base today.
playing great defensively in center field. And pokes this one toward third. Prado, good pick, spins and fires. Good scoop by Morse at first. Playing some D at the hot corner today. Good play, 1 out.
I guess that was turnabout is fair play. And a nice stretch and scoop by Morse.
Martin not happy that throw bounced. But Morse bailed him out. Here's Miller. He struck out his first time up. And a strike. Arizona's coming to Miami next. They have a 4-game series with Miami. They're in Philly playing the Phillies. No score there in the second. Phillies are playing a little better. They've won 4 consecutive games.
Yeah, they've closed within a game and a half of the Marlins.
Phillies won 7-5 yesterday. Jeff Francoeur hit a homer. Even though Arizona lost the game, they were happy to get their kid Archie Bradley back on the mound. He started for the first time since being hit in the face with a line drive out in the desert. As that pitch missed low, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I think Shelby's going to get his first hit today.
Just missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Got him, belt high fastball. 2 out. And 2 strikeouts of Shelby Miller. Told you about the day Jace Peterson had. It was an historic day. We'll show you what we talk about in the Coors Banquet Beer Timeless Moment.
First homer as a Brave. That's a grand slam. Well, there's 3 guys. Marcus Giles, the most recent, almost a year, or excuse me, 14 years to the day against Colorado. Vic Correll, I believe, is on the list of alumni that will be signing autographs next Sunday.
That's correct.
At Turner Field.
Terry Harper will be there too. That's off the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. For Jace Peterson, who knocked in 2 of the Braves' 5 runs 2 innings ago. Freddie Gonzalez back home in Miami. Braves playing good ball this weekend. And trying to run the table in the first 2 series played at Marlins Park. We won't be back in Miami. It'll be the final road stop of the regular season. September 25th, 26th, and 27th. And Peterson's aboard again. He draws a 2-out walk. So Andrelton Simmons is now going to check in, and he's going to bat for Phil Gosselin.
Oh, that's odd. I wonder if Phil hurt himself when he dove for that ball.
Oh, that's not the case. So Simmons, who was scheduled for an off day today, checks in the 4th inning. Siriaco will move to third base, we presume. Let's take a look at that diving play by Gosselin.
Oh. Boy, kind of rolled his wrist. Great play. Paid for it, though.
The Braves' third baseman and left wrists have not been a happy combo in the first 2 months. Up and under the chin of Simmons. Ball all the way back to the screen, and moving up is Peterson on a very wild pitch. Remember, Chris Johnson rolled his wrist on a headfirst slide back in Atlanta. That sent him to the DL.
Well, that was close.
Fly ball center, and Ozuna should track it down, and he does. 2-out walk bears no fruit for Atlanta. We head to the 4th, 5-zip. In the game to play shortstop, Pedro Ciriaco moves from short over to third base. And as soon as we have word on Phil Gosselin, we'll pass it along.
Yeah, I hope Anderson's loose too. You know, a guy who plays every day and he's been told he's going to get a day off, he may not do a whole lot on that supposed day off, may not have done a lot of stretching, may not have had time to get loose. I hope he did.
Breaking ball to D. Gordon in for a strike. He popped out to Ciriaco to start the Marlins game offensively. D. Gordon's riding an 11-game home hitting streak. He's 27 for 47 during that run. Lasered out of play, foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. D. Gordon, a native Floridian, lives in Windermere, Florida. That's close to the Braves spring training site. Little roller. Miller flips to Freeman, who got to the bag in time. Freddie with a dance around the bag, was off the bag when he received the throw, got the foot down ahead of Gordon, and the Marlins might challenge.
Yeah, they're checking on this. Nice play here by Shelby to quickly get the ball to Freddie. It maybe thought about tagging him, but he was already by him by that time. Like he got him.
Fast man out by an eyelash at first. No challenge by Mike Redmond, and Martin Prado bats.
Boy, by the narrowest of margins.
Bouncer to second again. Jace Peterson's got it. 2 outs.
Well, they've done a good job. The whole staff has on Martin. He's 1 for 12 in the series, and that's 2 pitches from Shelby where he's really gotten in on him.
Only one out in the air for Shelby Miller so far today. One strikeout. Everything else has been on the ground, including one double play.
Yeah, that pop-up was on the infield.
He's been masterful today for the Braves. And now he faces Giancarlo Stanton. 11 homers, good for third in the league. Another blazing fastball. He saved his best for Stanton. That one at 97 miles an hour. He blew him away with 3 pitches at 97-mile-an-hour heater. And Miller takes care of the Marlins again. Very impressive. Wow. 2 strikeouts, 3 up, 3 down. 5th inning, all Atlanta. Time for the 5th inning. Freddie Freeman leads off. He takes a strike.
That was pretty impressive, wasn't it? There's 3 fastballs from Shelby to Stanton.
We were talking earlier on the road trip how much fun it is to watch guys like Miller and Foltynewicz pitch, because they have that extra gear when they need to go 94 to 97. But the fact that they can sustain mid-90s fastballs for 6 or 7 innings.
I like those guys who can throw 97 but don't do it all the time. You know, they're very comfortable settling in at 93, 94, and like you said, even if it's a put-away pitch, can bump it up, or in the case of Stanton, just air it out for 3 pitches and see what kind of luck you have.
To second. Freeman is the first out. Well, I'll say this too. What's been so fun to watch is the evolution of Shelby Miller as a pitcher in a Braves uniform. We didn't see him much as a Cardinal. First couple of starts, and even in the spring, a lot of pitches to get his 3 outs. That's really not the case right now. He's been very efficient.
Yeah, you'd go 0-2, and then the next thing you know, it's 3-2. And then it's a battle to try to put the guy away, and they're fouling off a lot of pitches. And it ran up his pitch count.
Good series for Nick Markakis. And that's over the low. 1 ball, 1 strike. The other way, Echeverria, nice backhanded stab, sets his feet, and fires a strike. We're spoiled every day watching Anderson Simmons play. Marlins fans say the same thing about their shortstop.
I'll put the National League East shortstops against any division in baseball. They're good. And I'll put the National League as a whole against the American League shortstop wise. Can't touch them.
A rare out for Todd Cunningham last time out. Last time out, he's just tired. He's 7 for 9.
I mean, you run the bases that much.
He's 1 for 2 with a run scored and out of play foul. Said it Friday night, I'll say it again. Tip of the cap to Brian Snitker and his staff at AAA Gwinnett. And does a great job polishing these prospects to get them ready to play for the big league club. Todd stepped in and done a nice job. Kelly Johnson DL'd. And a base hit to left on an 0-2 pitch.
He's just serving it, man. He is just, doesn't matter where you pitch him or what you pitch him. Michael Morse over there, he can't buy a hit. He's wanting to rub up against him or something. That ball's a foot outside. That's a pretty good big league hitting right there.
So 7 hits. Todd might cry when we tell him to kind of get on the airplane day to go back to Atlanta.
Yeah.
And out of play foul. 8 hits for Cunningham, 7 hits for the Braves today. And A.J. Brzezinski has one of them. I think A.J. has the lone extra base hit for the Braves.
Oh boy, Alvarez almost forgot there was a runner on. He was about to wind up.
AJ didn't go. 1 ball, 1 strike. Giants lead the Reds 4-0 in the second. Mets 2-0 over the Phillies, or over the Mets 2-0 over the Milwaukees, I should say, in the 4th inning. Hunter Pence is back for San Francisco.
They've scored a ton of runs in Cincinnati after the Braves were in there and had a hard time twice against Mike Leake. They scored 9 off of Leake yesterday.
They won 11-2 yesterday. The Reds also the indignity of having a smokestack fire at the Great American Ballpark. 1-1 pitch. And a roller to first. That is a foul ball. Home plate umpire Corey Basner with the call, and properly so. Michael Morse is looking in at the home plate umpire and wants to know, why is that not a fair ball? And he looks at Dale Scott, who says that's the home plate umpire's call until the ball gets past the first base bag.
Exactly right. Mike Redmond, the manager, has a pretty good view right down the first base line. And it's not where it hit last, it's where it's caught before it gets to the base.
Toward third, and Prado will make the peg to first in time. Nobody covered the second base bag. E. Gordon was moving toward the first base line.
checked into the game for Phil Gosselin, and we have received word that he has sprained his left thumb on that play to begin the third inning. He makes a nice diving grab on Echeverria's ball down that third base line, and you see him kind of land awkwardly on that left hand, and the word we're getting, left thumb sprain, listed as day to day.
Thank you, Jim. That's a shame.
Yeah.
Phil's been swinging the bat, playing.
Talked to Kelly Johnson first day in and asked him the day after how his oblique was feeling, and he said surprisingly good. So that was a good thing one day after the injury. But Phil was just getting a chance to play a little bit too, and playing well.
Now Siriaco will have to step up, see how he fares. Another strike from Miller. Last 25 pitches for Shelby Miller, 22 strikes.
Outstanding. 5-run lead. He can pound the strike zone. Another 97.
Swing and a miss. Nasty breaking ball. Third strikeout, second in a row for Shelby Miller. One away.
Boy, he threw that at just the right spot too. Threw it right at the middle of the plate to get it to break off the plate. And then we already know that Ozuna's not a good breaking ball hitter. 0-2 count or 1-2 count. He couldn't afford to take it. Put him away.
Ball one to Christian Yelich. He was Miller's first strikeout victim today. Christian was down swinging with a man aboard in the second. The Marlins have had one base runner. Ozuna walked. He was then erased on a double play. The other thing we've noticed about Shelby, he has a really great rhythm with A.J. Pierzynski.
Yes, he does.
Teammates together with the Cardinals.
I think that's a big deal. I really do.
Yep.
I do. I think it's been really good for Shelby to have him.
Breaking ball slowly hit towards short. Simmons gloves, grabs, and guns to first. 2 out.
Yelich not even running the same, Chip. You know, he's got long strides. He's not even able to get down the line like we're accustomed to seeing. Anybody with a bad back knows how that works.
Yelich, you recall, signed a long-term contract in the early days of the season. Hope that back problem's, as you said, not a chronic one. He's a really talented kid. But he's the second out. Here's Morse. Now it's 1-2 to the big Marlins first baseman, Michael Morse, out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
This will be fun to watch here. He got ahead of Stanton and just stayed after with fastballs. Let's see if he goes back with another fastball to Morse.
He did, and he painted the outside corner. Shelby Miller has struck out 4 men. Miami is out of luck in the 5th inning. 5-0 Braves. We go to the 6th.
round-trip airfare anywhere Delta flies in the continental United States, 2-night hotel accommodations, and $250 spending cash. Enter on your mobile devices or computer at foxsports.com/south/Delta. Good luck.
Great day for the Braves, trying to sweep away the Marlins. They're through 5 with a 5-run lead. Shelby Miller has been dominant, and the Braves pitchers do third here in the 6th inning. Siriaco smokes one past Prado and down the third base line. Pedro around first. He's flying towards second. The throw will be late. And that's the second extra base hit of the day for the Braves. And Siriaco's got a hit.
Third time he's hit the ball hard today, too. And this was a breaking ball. Stayed in there. A little bit out over the plate. And yanked it past Martin. Nice day for Siriaco. I say again, I really like him.
So a chance to add on against Henderson Alvarez. The Marlins bullpen has begun to work as Henderson's over 80 pitches. And another shot past third into left field. This one off the bat of Maben. Siriaco around third. He's going to score, and it is 6-0.
Good swing again by Cameron. Was this down and in? Yep. Boy, does he wear that out. He doesn't miss that pitch very often. And just like that, the Braves have added to the lead. Now, Henderson Alvarez wasn't supposed to be on a pitch count today, but they were just going to monitor how he was throwing and how he was feeling and how the game was going. It's not going so good.
One bad inning. That was the second when 10 Braves came to the plate. 5 of them scored. He's had 3 innings. Just a little harmless, but he's got some trouble here. He thought about going to second. Instead, the play is to first. Miller has sacrificed his second. Maben's in scoring position for the top of the order. And that'll bring up Jace Peterson. He's reached base twice today. And Mike Redmond's got the lineup card, and that's going to be the end of the line for Henderson Alvarez. So the Braves punish the Marlins opening day starter for 6 runs, 9 hits so far. That's been more than enough to this point for Shelby Miller, who's got a big lead. So Miami's going to make a double switch. Pitcher spot is due third when they come up in the inning. All Atlanta in game 3, and we'll tell you about the new Marlins pitcher after this. 6-0 Atlanta leads here at Marlins Park. Joe Simpson, Jen Hildreth, Chip Carey with you. Let's revisit our AT&T Reverse Trivia question. Can you remember who the last National League player was to hit 400 in a single season?
I'm going to stick with Sizzler.
I'll say Rogers Hornsby. Let's see if either of us is right. And we are wrong. It was Bill Terry, the last National Leaguer to do that in 1930. Bill Terry, a first baseman, number retired by the Giants, was born in Atlanta, Georgia.
Was he?
But was nicknamed Memphis Bill.
Oh.
Little geography problem in the nickname category, but what a marvelous player he was. He's number 3, retired by the Giants. This is Brad Hand. And he takes a look at Jace Peterson and missed with ball 1. Justin Bohr takes over for Mike Morse at first base.
Hand's pitched pretty well at times against the Braves, even as a starter.
Is he the guy that pitched behind Latos in the second game?
He is.
Pitched so.
Yeah, about 4 or 5 innings of shutout ball. Pitched
So well.
a shutout inning here Friday night. Good low to mid-90s fastball and curveball.
Jace Peterson has 7 hits against the Marlins. Now 6 RBIs, and he looks low. 3 balls, no strikes. Back to Bill Terry. Started playing pro ball at the age of 16 with the Noonan Cowitas.
No kidding.
Of the Georgia-Alabama League.
And they were called the Noonan Cowitas?
Yeah. Somebody's got some issues.
Uh-huh.
He was a pitcher and then was converted to first base by 1923. A strike for Jace Peterson. In 1926, the Giants traded Frankie Frisch and Jimmy Ring to the St. Louis Cardinals for Rogers Hornsby. And of course, that .401 average for the Giants. Ground ball to second. That moves Maben up to third base. And Peterson's retired for the second out. I'm told that Noonan's in Coweta County, so that's why the.
Yeah, well, I knew that,
stuck.
but that's still funny. It'd be like playing for the Marietta Cobs.
Right. Another cool stat about the great Bill Terry, born in Atlanta, last National Leaguer to hit over 400. After his playing and managerial career ended, he moved to Jacksonville, Florida. He owned a car dealership, and he bought the Jacksonville Braves AA team in 1958. Mr. Terry passed away in 1989 at the age of 90. Simmons couldn't check his swing. Remember, he checked in when Gosselin sprained his left thumb. And Alvarez, a rough return from a sore shoulder. Tagged for 6 runs on 9 hits so far. One and two. A flinch, but no call. Even count. 0-2 now to a full count. That one's tipped and caught. And that'll retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 6-0 Braves lead it.
Chip under any circumstance, but you give him an early 5-0 lead and he becomes dynamite again, and he's working on a great ball game here today. Has not given up a hit. Braves have RBIs from 5 different guys today, including 2 from Jace Peterson.
And Shelby's got the lower third for the Marlins, and Echeverria waves the shillelagh at that one and spanks it out of play to the right side. Strike one. '85 pitches in return for Henderson Alvarez over 5 of the 3rd innings. And is in danger of falling to 0-3. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Adeiny Echeverria.
As you said earlier, Chip, and it bears repeating, only 1 ball hit in the air off of Shelby Miller, and that was the first batter, D. Gordon, who popped a shallow shortstop.
There's a 2nd ball hit in the air. This one should be handled by Markakis. Softly hit, no damage, no trouble. There's out number 1 for Jonathan Solano. I loved what you said when Shelby came out for the home second. After the Braves had given him 5 runs, pretend it's a 0-0 game. I think he's done exactly that.
I definitely think he has. He's pounding the strike zone, but he's doing it with an assortment.
Another strike. He had a stretch of 22 of 25 pitches for strikes. He's ahead of the Marlins catcher, 0-2. 57 pitches for Shelby Miller, only 14 balls. That's way high, 1-2. play again. Justin Bour is in the on-deck circle. Originally, the home plate umpire shouted to Freddie Gonzalez that Bour was going to hit Morse's spot. But Mike Redmond corrected that, I suppose, and decided to go ahead and double switch. So Bour's hitting 9th. Hand is hitting 6th. And Miller's ahead. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Breaking ball, fly ball. Another soft chance for Markakis. Plenty of room for Nick. He's got it. And 2 are down. Friends, follow the Braves all year long with MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment, at any moment, with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com at Bat or your smartphone or your tablet. And here's Bour. Hitters can't eliminate any pitches from Shelby Miller, can they?
That's why I say pounding the zone with an assortment.
And look at that swing. Bour was originally a Cub farmhand. Marlins got him in the Rule 5 draft. Cubs have Anthony Rizzo. There was no way Bour was going to beat him out. But he might get more playing time from Morse. And this one's popped up into shallow left field. Simmons is under it, and he's got it. Call your friend. Shelby Miller's got a special game brewing through 6. He leads by 6 in Game 3 in Miami. Tuesday and Wednesday night, and you can be the proud owner of a Javi Lopez bobblehead doll. The first 20,000 fans through the gates will get that good-looking giveaway. Get your tickets today by visiting Braves.com/tickets. Javi Lopez is the first of our 2015 Braves bobblehead series.
I love that bobblehead museum exhibit they've got here. Great collection.
On we go to the 7th. Brad Hand faced Freddie Freeman, who's got an RBI hit in 3 tries. He's a little late. 1 ball, 1 strike. To first. Bour's got it, and he'll win the race to the bag easily. There's out number 1. A 5-run second broke the game open for the Braves. They added a 6th inning run on a Maben RBI hit. Nick Markakis scored the first run for the Braves today, and that's been more than enough for Shelby Miller. Chance for Bohr. Got a quick flip to his pitcher Brad Hand at the bag. 2 outs. Here's Todd Cunningham. He's 8 for 11 in the series.
He's doing pretty good.
He's hitting .727. We're probably flying home on a .737. So let's see if Todd can beat that.
Yeah.
He went around. Todd batting right-handed now.
Is this his first right-handed at bat?
I think so.
Yes.
One ball, one strike. Phillies lead Arizona 2-0. Phillies are trying to win their 5th in a row today. It's a rough road trip for the Diamondbacks. They come to Miami next. Pop up deep short. Echeverria drifts out. He says he's got it, and he does. 7th inning stretch. Top of the order coming up for the Marlins. Atlanta with a big lead.
AT&T UVerse, Delta Airlines, and your local Ford dealer.
6-0 Braves. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. This week is National Law Enforcement Week, and the Braves are hosting Law Enforcement Night Thursday, May 21st against the Brewers. Package includes a ticket to the game, on-field pregame parade, and a portion of every Law Enforcement Night ticket sold will be donated to the Georgia chapter of COPS. For more information, visit braves.com/law. Top of the order for Miami. That means it's D. Gordon time. He's our T-Mobile game changer.
Take a look at this. Tied for first in the majors in 2-hit games. Leads the majors in 3-hit games. Tied in 4 hits. already has set a franchise record for most multi-hit games at home, 7 straight, and most in the big leagues in hits at home. But like everybody else in the lineup for the Marlins today, he got an offer.
He's popped out and hit a comebacker to the mound. Been a couple of close plays in this ball game. At first base, Echeverria was gunned out on a great play. Alvarez, upon review, was called out on a ground ball to short. And this one saws off Gordon. Out to second. There's the first out of the 7th inning. And let's not forget the last time D was up, Freddie Freeman's size 13 shoe was just a bit bigger than D. Gordon's foot, and that saved him an infield hit.
I'll tell you what, Shelby Miller's going through the lumber rack today, too.
Gordon 0 for 3. Here's Prado. He's played pepper with Jace Peterson twice. Steer, right one. Wow. 0-2.
Two-seamer there. Took a little off of it.
"67 pitches for Shelby Miller in the game. He's got 1 out in the 7th. Slow roller towards Siriaco. He's got it. Throws on the run. 2 down. And here's the most intriguing matchup of the ball game. Miller versus Giancarlo Stanton. We talked about it earlier, the ability of Shelby Miller to sit 92, 93, 94. He fired a couple of 97-mile-an-hour fastballs right by the Marlins right fielder last time.
Yeah, I said earlier he's trying to lay off the early breaking stuff early in the count. He took 2 fastballs and chased a bad one.
Look at that pitch. Had him totally tied up. That's not where Shelby wanted it.
No, but it was a swing.
Strike 1 to 17 of 21 hitters. For the Braves right-hander, even count now to Stanton. He's got him at his mercy. A ball and 2 strikes.
First breaking ball he has seen in the last 2 at bats.
Toward left. Cunningham on the run. He's at the track. He's got it. And that retires the side. That's the first hard hit ball the Marlins have had all day.
And what a jump. Great positioning. And Cunningham with another good play.
Shelby Miller is through 7. The Braves lead by 6. And Todd Cunningham having a great series.
Cunningham.
Went after with a fastball, and you saw A.J. just kind of sitting there because he's afraid he had just hit it out. He didn't, but it stayed in the ballpark, and our Toyota key play of the game was a good running catch by Cunningham.
First hard hit ball of the day for the Marlins. And now we go to the 8th. A.J. Pierzynski leads off against Hand. Pierzynski scored Nick Markakis with a second inning double. Braves erupted for 5 runs in the inning. To second, D. Gordon to his right, and there's the first out.
And here's Brad Hand doing what he's seemingly done to the Braves a lot of ground ball outs.
Why is he not starting?
I don't know. I asked that question earlier in the year, how he was not in the rotation. I was told that he was very inconsistent as a starter, and that's about the best answer I got.
Well, maybe he can turn into Andrew Miller out of the Marlins bullpen. Another left-handed pitcher they used to have, now starring with the Yankees. Here's Siriaco. Pedro started the day at shortstop, moved to third when Phil Gosselin sprained his thumb defensively. And Pedro's had a good day, a double, a run, and an RBI.
Good cut.
Solano wanted time, got it granted. Now we await the 1-2 pitch to Pedro Siriaco. And that's hit to deep center. Ozuna on the run will make the play for the second out. Anyplace else that might be up against the fence, but not here in Miami. Pop sensation Charlie XCX will perform after the game on Wednesday, June 10th for a free post-game concert presented by Coca-Cola and Delta Airlines. VIP field passes are available for just $20. Get your tickets now at braves.com/concerts.
Charlie XCX. Not familiar with Charlie XCX.
I don't know how you pronounce that. So Cameron Maybin hits, 2 outs, bases empty. 7 straight retired by Brad Hand. Big swing and a miss. Pitcher spot due third for the Marlins when they come up in the 8th inning. Might be where you see Ichiro. He's lurking on the bench for Miami. It's slowed outside for Cameron Maybin. 2-1. To right and right at Stanton. He's got it. And now we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Ozuna, Yelich, and then we'll see for the Marlins. Gotten some help from his defense. Here, your SunTrust saves of the game.
Nice quick release here by Siriaco to get the pitcher after the ball had bounced off the plate. Review showed that he was out. And a swinging bunt by D. Gordon. Quick step by Freddie Freeman got him just ahead of D. Gordon's foot.
So back to work. Little pop toward right. Markakis on the run near the line. One pitch, one out. Ozuna's retired.
And don't forget about the great play made by Gosselin to save a double hit by Echeverria. Play on which Phil was injured.
So it will be Christian Yelich and then Ichiro. He's in the on-deck circle. Yelich 0 for 2. He's struck out and grounded out. Strike one to 19 of 23 hitters for Shelby Miller. He's got the inside corner covered. He's got the outside edge covered. And now Yelich behind 0-2.
Such great life on his fastball today. Has made everything else good.
Little pop toward left. Cunningham had it played perfectly. Near the line, 2 down. Ichiro bats for Brad Hand, who retired all 8 men he faced. Ichiro's gotten a lot of playing time with the injury to Christian Yelich. He's hitting .281. And he's 4 for 12 this year as a pinch hitter. Moved him off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Little roller, deep short. Simmons has it, throws on the run, and got him in time. 3 up, 3 down for Miller. And we go to the 9th inning. 6-0. Atlanta leads in Miami.
Copyrighted telecast is presented by Authority. The Georgia Lottery, Sherwin-Williams, and Toyota.
We head to the 9th inning in Miami. The Braves lead the Marlins 6-0. And the man of the hour is the man that will lead things off. It'll be Shelby Miller against newly anointed closer for Miami, A.J. Ramos.
This guy's got good stuff. He's also pitched well against the Braves when they've seen him, albeit in a setup role prior to the problems of Steve Cishek, their former closer. Ramos 90 to 93 on his fastball. Excellent slider and changeup.
Miller, Peterson, and Simmons are coming up. And a strike. Deep fly ball to right. Stanton on the run, and Miller is the first out of the 9th inning.
Good. Don't want him running the bases. Get the dugout and sit down.
Shelby's thrown 80 pitches through 8.
Through 99 in that complete Game 3 hitter against the Reds 2 starts ago.
Now Jace Peterson's the hitter. Jace a 2-run scoring single in the second. He's walked and grounded out. And a bullet past the first baseman board into the right field corner. Peterson's got at least 2. Stanton over, digs it out. And Jace will stop at second. A 2-hit game for the Braves second baseman today. He is hitting everything in sight.
Well, he had a rough start to this series. He put in the leadoff spot for the first time, and he went 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts. Bounced back yesterday, that second inning grand slam, and it's been look out ever since. He's hitting with some confidence again, and another good swing there.
Andrelton Simmons pressed into duty in the second inning. I have to take that back in the 4th inning after Phil Gosselin hurt his thumb. Phil made a great diving stab at third base. Took away a hit from Echeverria, but had to leave the game. So Simmons checked in at short. Siriaco moved to third base. That's outside. And to count even a ball and a strike. It's a funny story about A.J. Ramos in the Miami papers the other day, talking about how his transition to a relief pitcher really came about by accident. 1 ball, 1 strike. And a sharply hit ground ball. D. Gordon flags it down. Diving play and a perfect throw to first. Runner to third, 2 outs. In the low minor leagues, the manager for Ramos's club sent one of his fellow players down to the bullpen to get a relief pitcher up. And the relief pitcher forgot which guy was supposed to loosen up, so he just shouted out, Ramos.
Yeah, I think his name was like Richards or something like that.
So Ramos got up. Manager goes out, signals to the pen. Ramos comes out. The manager says, well, okay, roll with it. And the rest, as they say, is history for A.J. Ramos. And Freddie Freeman stands in the way in the Atlanta 9th. 6-0 Braves have the lead. Good pitch. And 0-2. Two and two.
He's bumped his fastball up a little bit here.
stop by Solano. That saved a run. And now the count to Freddie is full. Ramos has taken over for Steve Cishek. Marlins bullpen 4 saves in 115 innings or so this year. Pitch is just foul past first.
That's almost like the hit he got in the second inning when he went out around a pitch and flipped it into right field. That's some great hands.
That's foul at the plate. Freeman just able to stay alive. Freeman down swinging. And that'll retire the side. So we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Shelby Miller, the stage is yours. That's all you need to know.
He has been dominant. A 1-hit shutout back on May 10th of 2013 against Colorado with 13 strikeouts. A good comparison. That one not as good as this one right now.
Danny Echeverria rips one back foul and out of play. 20 strikes. 20 strike ones to 25 Marlins hitters.
Well, he's hit the ball hard too. He got robbed of a hit down the third baseline by Gosselin. He was back in the 3rd inning.
To first, Freeman's got it. He'll take it to the bag for the first out of the 9th inning. And Jonathan Solano bats.
Would you see Terry Pendleton? He's popping sunflower seeds over there so fast they're missing his mouth.
Strike one.
His heart has got to be pounding through his chest. Got to keep breathing.
That's outside. Same's true for the home plate umpire. Toby Bassner from Gwinnett County and Brookwood High School. 1 ball, 1 strike. And a little low. He's another spot where you can really rely on your veteran catcher to slow the game down. He's even now, 2-2.
Still throwing 94 too. A.J. Brzezinski's been here before, twice. 2007 with Mark Burley, 2012 with Philip Humber, both with the White Sox.
Oh. Just missed. A rare 3-ball count for Shelby Miller. A.J. tried to steal it.
He sure did, but it's a little wide.
Fly ball, shallow center. Maben says he's got it. He's there, 2 out. One more man to get. And it's Justin Bour, who checked in for Michael Morse earlier. Bour popped out in his lone appearance in the 6th. Base hit on the first pitch. Justin Bour breaks up Shelby Miller's no-hit bid with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th.
Holy smokes. Fastball. Look at A.J. Brzezinski.
Oh, so close. Now get the win. God. Shelby Miller has thrown another 1-hit complete game in his career. And it was a bookend to what you're seeing today. On May 10th, 2013, he gave up a leadoff hit to the Rockies, then retired the next 27 men in order. But on the first pitch in the 9th, Justin Bour with a single up the middle, and now Simmons with a backhand flip, safe at second. D. Gordon has an infield hit. Simmons did all he could to try to end it with a miracle play at second. And back-to-back hits gives Miller a 2-hit game now.
Got that one up a little bit. And Andrelton, for all of his effort, couldn't quite get the ball out of his glove fast enough to get it to Jace.
"92 pitches for Shelby Miller. Was 1 out away from history for Justin Bour. Broke it up with a clean hit up the middle.
Watch A.J. Brzezinski. He's going to show you on the base hit that broke up the no-no. He did a 360 spin around.
There's a strike to Martin Prado. So Miller's faced 2 more men than the minimum today. He's an out away from running his mark to 5-1. Popped up behind second. Jace Peterson says he's got it. He does. It's a 2-hit masterpiece for Shelby Miller. A complete game shutout victory as the Braves beat Miami 6-0. That tandem was terrific again today.
And they're both heartsick. They're happy with the win naturally, but you come that close, you want to finish it. Doggone it.
What a way to end the road trip. A masterpiece from Shelby Miller. Braves 2-hit the Marlins. Both hits coming in the 9th with 2 outs. Smiles all around for the Braves. Can't wait to talk to Shelby about his performance today. I'm sure Jen Hildreth will grab Shelby after he's finished with the handshakes after the game. And here's the final pitch of the afternoon. Jace Peterson puts the squeeze on that, and the Braves will